Hi. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I fixed that so that I could do it sideways. It worked last night and it's not working today, so we'll go with the flow. All right, so just let me know who's here. I know I have a lot of space above my head, but we're gonna go with the flow. Okay, good. We've got some people coming in. Just let me know you're here so I can say hello. Oh, thank you, Robert. Okay, it's perfect. Great. Good morning, Davine. Beautiful name. Brittany. Okay, good. Good. All right. Are we ready to talk about angels? I'm so excited. I'm here in the city of angels. I live in Los Angeles. And, well, we've been having some kind of heavy energies around the world and the country, but we are going to be invoking the angels. And good morning, Caitlin. It's beautiful. Hi, Sarah. Great. I'm so happy that you guys are here. All right. So you know what I like? I love to use angel cards, angel and ancestor cards. And while we're just waiting for a few more people to maybe come in, I'm going to pull a card for us, for the group, for the collective energy, and set the tone. Woo! So I have Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors cards. I have all of his, I do have all of his decks, and I think he's coming out with a new deck this fall. And I was one of those people who said I was never going to be one of those women who have, like, you know, dozens of decks when I got into cards and tarot and all of that, because I just had a couple, and I'm up to 30. But I know there are people who, hi Jennifer, hi. I know that there are people with 50, 70, 100 decks, and I've cut myself off for now. So I know Kyle's coming out with a new one, but I'll see if I can resist it. All right, so Peacekeeper. Look at this gorgeous Indian Native American with the buffalo. Oh my gosh. Caitlin says, I'm so glad I never said that because I have so many decks. I know. Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. Gosh, isn't that a perfect message for our times now? Letting go of the need to be right, and looking at some other perspectives and points of view. So I just love that message. And then the stag comes in, trust and thrive. Trust and thrive. Oh my God, I feel you, Sistar. The struggle is real. Yes. Yes, there is. It's a very interesting time, right? But we've got the Hermit comes in, retreat and recharge. And that's what we've been doing, you know, these past, like, since March, when we had to have a lockdown and stay inside. And, you know, after the panic and fear kind of settled down, we, a lot of us, especially the light workers, we went inside and we decided what we're going to do, what we're going to look at, maybe take a look at our shadows, the clearing, the healing. It's been a time of rejuvenation amongst the seeming chaos. There is some chaos. People have lost lives and friends and businesses, and it's been tough, but us light workers hold that space, and we go deep and we up-level our skills so that we can be a light in the world and help. And the angels definitely help us to do that. So you guys, my name is Marla Martinson, and from marlamartinson.com, like I said, out here in the city of angels. And I'm so excited to be doing this Angels and Ancestors Summer of Magic. I haven't done one of these before, so it's like I was up so early, so excited to jump in here. And thank you, Christina, for creating this amazing magical space for everybody and to share. So for 2 decades, I've been a professional matchmaker, connecting soulmates. So I've been a real life Cupid, kind of a cherubim of the soulmate space. And I've been doing that for 2 decades. I have my own business, but about 7 years ago, I realized that people were longing for healing, assurance, connection. You know, am I going to die alone? Am I ever going to connect with my soulmate? And they wanted that support and that validation. And you know, it's the shallower side of that work. Is I work with the million, I'm like the millionaire matchmaker. So the millionaire men who want the absolutely stunning woman, and the women who want the rich guys, and he's got to be 6 feet tall, and she's got to, you know, weigh this, or have this color hair, or he's got to, you know, live in this area, or have this big of a house or a car, and it was just weighing on my soul for you know, all these years. Even though it's rewarding and it's brought me, you know, my financial security and being able to travel and work from anywhere and help people, it has that harsh side of it where I just felt like I couldn't break through. So about 7 years ago, I started diving deeper into my spiritual practice, and you know, so that I could actually assist people more on a soul level. And even if they didn't know about it, if they weren't open to it, I was still giving that energetic assistance, right? And I started getting into crystal healing, studying about, delving into angels, which you're going to hear how I connected with my own guardian angels. I started, you know, learning all of these. I had always done the metaphysics and all of that. Since like the late 80s, science of mind and all of that stuff. But like 2013, I started attending these classes here in LA, and we were delving into, you know, learning about the candle magic and the pendulums and the energy healing and the crystals and connecting with your guides. Hey, Christina. Which has been such a trip. It's been such a trip, and it has taken my matchmaking to a deeper level. So then I started coaching and giving readings, and of course, thanks to Christina, working the hotlines. But I've always had angels decorating my house. I've had a great curiosity. When I'd hear people like Doreen Virtue speak about angels, I used to listen to her radio show on Hay House. And she just used to give the most, you know, before she left all that, she used to give the most amazing messages and spot on readings. I was just so impressed. But, you know, I'd hear her say to somebody, well, your angels are saying this, or, you know, the angels told me that. And even though I was into all this spirituality and had angels decorating the place, I'd think, it was hard to wrap my mind around. Is there really an angel talking to her? You know, really? How is that possible? You know, it's a really sweet sentiment, but in the back of my mind, I thought there was a possibility that these so-called angel communicators were just a bit delusional or something. I just like couldn't get it, right? But I'm going to share with you, what was her name again? Doreen Virtue. Doreen Virtue, who I'd hear... I think everybody kind of know. I think the spiritual community knows the scandal around Doreen. She left the New Age movement and went to, you know, the real Christianity. But anyway, Doreen, we still have a lot of her teachings and card decks and stuff. A lot of us don't follow her anymore, of course. But anyway, but that was where I was back then, about, you know, 7 years ago, listening to all this. Now I'm going to share a story with you. I have a prop. So back in 2011, so this is Macy Martinson. Back in 2011, I had an angelic intervention. We had just moved into this house 3 weeks prior to, this was April 21st, 2011, and we moved into the house 3 weeks before that. My husband and I had a big argument. And I was stormed out of the house, and I'm walking down the street. I said, I'm going to take a walk. And I walked down the street, and I said, I'm going to go mail a letter. And so I was walking down this busy street, going towards this mailbox. And all of a sudden, I see this little black dog just standing on the corner, standing there. And I said, who are you? And she looked at me and walked over behind me. I picked her up and she licked my cheek, right? Didn't she lick my cheek? And I was looking around like, who's this dog? And there was no collar, no nothing. And I looked around the corner and there was a woman standing there on a cell phone. I said, is this your dog? And she says, no, actually, I tried to get her to come to me, but she wouldn't. And I was afraid she'd run into the street and get hit. And I was pretty insulted because I'm an animal rescuer and she wouldn't come to me, but she came right to you. And so I picked her up and walked home with her. And I went home and I brought her into the backyard where my husband was cleaning the pool. And he said, yeah, that's Macy. And he says, go put that dog back. Go put it back where you found it. I don't want to fall in love with that dog. And so I said, I'm not just going to put her out in the street. So I went and borrowed a collar and a leash, and I walked around for hours trying to find her owners. And for the whole week, I checked if she had a chip. I checked, I couldn't find any owners. So I said, well, can we keep her? And then he said, of course. And Macy even does talk to everybody. Say hello. Say hi. Howl. Howl. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. Yeah? Okay. Thank you. All right. So I am absolutely sure that the angels, her angels, brought her, had her stand there on that corner. She usually talks a lot more than that. Had her stand on that corner waiting for me. She wouldn't even go to that other woman. And we're just like completely, yeah, that's Macy's favorite story. Hi, Nizda. I love that. So that's my angel story that I just absolutely know that the angels brought us together. Now, the first angel communication that I had was on a talking board. This is the talking board, and people call them Ouija boards, communication boards, but I never had a Ouija. I have this talking board here, but this is the one I've been using for many years. But what happened was my friend Julie and we were taking all these classes together back in 2013, taking a deep dive into the spiritual stuff. And one night when my husband was at work, because he doesn't like these things, don't tell him, shh. So she comes over, and it was in October or November, so it was dark. And she says, look what I've got. And she had this big communication board. So I said, come into my sanctuary. We lit some candles. We put some crystals around. We put some saints and everything around. And we, we'd never done it before, right? So we're like, okay, we said a little prayer, protection, whatever. And then we said, is there anybody here that wants to talk to us? Now, so we didn't have, the planchette we used was just this little game piece. I still have it. Julie brought it over. It's like a little round wooden game piece. And we were sitting on the floor, and we said, is anybody here? It started moving right away. First, it was a kind of trickster that called itself Secret Spirit, just said it was watching us. We said, are you evil? It said no. We were asking all the questions, and we're like, all right, well, goodbye. And the next time we used it, since it was at my house, I was getting the messages more than Julie. And I said, is anybody here? And it spelled, the letters that spelled out was Angel. And I was like, Angel? Hi, Elizabeth. And then it spelled guardian, Guardian. It spelled guardian. I said, guardian, you're my guardian angel? What? I couldn't believe, it was like the most amazing, spectacular, phenomenal, energetic thing that ever happened. I was like, I was gobsmacked. And Julie was like, wow, how cool. So then she spelled her name out, and it was Merther. And Julie goes, hey, Mario. And she goes, look at, thank you, Mario. She goes, look it up, Google it. What's the word mean? Well, it means martyr, like in Old Welsh. And I was really playing the martyr back then. Oh, Christina, I think most spirits that come through Ouija boards have some type of sense of humor, totally. Anyway, so Mirth, I felt that it was the perfect name, Merther, because I was really playing the martyr back then with my relationship and everything. So that's another story. But she says, just call me Mirth, Murth. So I had this amazing connection with Mirth on the board. Now, Julie, I could only get it to work with Julie or with somebody else that had a high, the right energy, I guess. I tried, my husband did try it with me once. I finally got him to do it, but because he didn't like it or believe in it, it didn't work. So I ended up buying this board, and it's that Emily the Strange. So it's just like $20 on Amazon. It is so cute, and I like the size of it. So I wanted to use the board by myself, and I tried for 8 months sitting there, and nothing would move, wouldn't work. But finally I started getting energetic attunements. I started getting Reiki. I started getting, I had about 4 different energetic attunements, and that all of a sudden one day I was using it sitting there, and I could only do it for about 10 minutes a day. It was, my back would start hurting. It started moving, and from then on I could telepathically hear Mirth, my guardian angel, and I can communicate very easily. But it was that, if people say, well, it doesn't work for me, it's all about energy, the right energy, and that's what Mirth had told me on the board. So, because the human energy doesn't have a very high frequency, as high as the angels, so every prayer helps to enhance our own energy, to call in the angels. Even though they're non-physical, they're very much perceivable when we do turn into them. And every angel has a specialty. So the archangels, they're among God's original creations, and they existed way before humankind or organized religions. So they're really not religious, but they are in the religious texts, right? So archangels work with people of all different beliefs and paths. They're non-denominational. They're able to work with each one of us individually. And that's something I have trouble wrapping my brain around, is the fact that an angel can be with millions of people at once. So I'll share 3 of the more popular archangels. The archangel that I work with the most is Archangel Michael, whose name means he who is as God. He's the only angel mentioned by name in all 3 of the most sacred texts. He's one of the most renowned and admired archangels. He's a powerful force of peace, protection, divinity. He's the defender of humanity, and he's the leader of angels and banisher of all negativity that interferes with humanity. He protects lost causes. He protects victims. Mario, I love that angels meet us where we are at. Exactly. They don't judge. So Michael was taken also as a special patron saint by knights and crusaders, by law enforcement officers, first responders. So sometimes I don't know if you guys ever deal with this, but I will be laying in bed and I will get sleep paralysis. And I have had that happen so many times. I'll be awake, I'll wake up, I can't open my eyes, I can't scream, I can't speak. And sometimes I almost feel like there's an entity there or something, and I'm not sure if if it's just a phenomena that happens with the body, or if there's really something there. And I'm like, it's so scary, right? Have you guys had that sleep paralysis? So I will just start screaming in my head to Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, come and help me. Please remove this entity. Come with your sword. Come, God, Jesus, Archangel Michael. I'm calling all the big guns in. And then I get released from it. And I would anyway, I'm sure. We're not going to stay paralyzed forever, but I always call in Archangel Michael. He's like my go-to guy, right? And the color associated with Archangel Michael is royal blue. The essential oils that you can work with, there's essential oils you can work with also. Oh, Christina has sleep paralysis as well. Yeah, I've had that all my life. It's so scary. The essential oils that you can use to invoke Archangel Michael are chamomile, ginger, lavender, carnation, sandalwood, rosemary, ylang ylang, mandarin. Brittany hasn't heard about sleep paralysis, only read about it. Yeah, maybe now after we talk about it, it'll happen. It's kind of cool in a way to have that experience, but it's also kind of scary. Then there's Archangel Gabriel, which the name means God is my strength. And Gabriel's the messenger angel who helps writers, educators, and journalists, and me being a writer as well. I have 3 memoirs that I've written. And hey, you guys, just a little sneak preview that I haven't told everybody is I'm writing a new memoir. It's almost done, and guess who has a cameo in it? Our own beautiful Christina Quick. Yay! She's in there. All right. Anyway, I digress. So Gabriel is one of the most commonly known archangels, largely because of her presence in the Bible as the angel who guided the wise men towards the birth of Christ. And he's also present in the Quran. So Elizabeth's only had very slow motion, not the complete paralysis. Yeah, there's all sorts of different things that are happening, right? Daveta, you finally made it. Awesome, welcome. Archangel Gabriel is also the angel that dominates our subconscious and regenerates our energy and strength while we sleep. While we sleep. So he brings out the best of us so we can attain happiness. And his color's white. And they don't really have always a gender, but we assign genders. I mean, Michael, how can we? That's the big warrior with the sword. So of course that's very masculine angel. The essential oils for Gabriel is dill, cinnamon, juniper, cedar, atlas, coriander, and laurel. And we can use. We really can use anything and invoke, put our own energies and stuff in it, but these are some suggested ones. And then Raphael, the healing angel, his name means God heals. And he's in charge of physical healings, assisting those of us who are dedicated our lives to the healing arts. And you can call upon Raphael to help you in your healing work, to heal injuries, illnesses. He also aids us when we're traveling, and you can invoke his presence to ensure a safe journey. And his color's green, and green, that green color coming in, that healing color, and it's the heart chakra as well, the green, I love that. And the essential oils that you can use for him is rose, lemon, bergamot, neroli, green mint, bitter orange, wild thymes. Is there any favorite essential oils that you guys use? Essential oils are so beautiful. I like to, when I give Macy a bath, I give her a little energy work, and then I do a little essential oil, aromatherapy on her. So I know she's got so many angels around her. She's the most incredible animal that I've encountered so far. She's so smart. So now guardian angels. So that the archangels can be with everybody anytime. You can invoke them. They work with big themes in our lives, but then we have our guardian angels. Like I have my Mirth, and they are assigned to us at birth, even before we're born. Oh, you love lavender. I do too. Love lavender. Unlike Archangel and peppermint. Yes, peppermint. That is a good one. Angels love peppermint. Unlike archangels, our guardian angels they work with us. They're exclusively ours. They are our best friend and number one fan. Your guardian's an angel. The love is unconditional. They don't judge you no matter how many times we mess up. They give comfort and guidance and put people and opportunities in our path, just like how I got Macy, or maybe you found your soulmate or the perfect house. The house we're living in, it was just angelically led. It has how you have a list in your head about what you're looking for in a home or whatever. This house has every detail that I was looking for in a house. I had my list of what I wanted, and we were willing to kind of compromise on a few things, like swimming pool. It's like, it'd be nice to have, but this one has a big, beautiful pool. It's got everything, and the angels just swooped in, and it doesn't always happen right away. It took us about 3 years and about 65 houses to look at, but it's divine timing. So know that those things that we're hoping for will come in with divine timing, those synchronicities. Right? So have you guys connected with and Christina loves citrus in the kitchen. Oh my God, I love that too. And in the bedroom. Have you guys connected with your guardian angels? Anybody? And I also can find out the names of people's guardian angels. So if somebody wants to know that, I can do that. I can do it on my board. They'll spell it out for me. So we also have usually more than one guardian angel, usually two. We also have spirit guides. So they are guides that were in human form before, or they could be galactical, interdimensional, maybe ET guides. But angels have never been in human form. They're pure light, and they're messengers from God. So they would. Some people will say, well, my angel's my grandmother. But your angels, your grandmother's more of your spirit guide, not an angel. Sarah would love to know the name of her angel. All right, Sarah. Let's see what they say. At least one of the angels, right? Because we have more. Oh my gosh. All right, so they said Nigel. The name is Nigel. And you know what is so funny, Sarah? I have this crystal skull here. It's an amazing crystal skull. It's agate and clear quartz. And this crystal skull's name is Nigel, and I found out the name on the board. So that is so funny. So they often have like human names, you know. So Nigel is one of yours. All right, Robert, let's see. Oh, I got the name Teddy, Robert. Teddy is an angel. All right, Tori. Everybody wants to know their guardian angels. Yay. Okay, Tori, I'm going to get a name for you. Oh, Mickey. Mickey is working with you. Nizda or Nizda? Fred. Isn't that funny? See, they've got funny names. Davine. Veronica. You've got an angel called Veronica. Davetta. Quimby. You've got Quimby. Jennifer. Ramona. Okay, let me do Ramona. I don't want to miss anybody. Ramona's Anthony. Jennifer. Xavier. Robert. Did I give you one, Robert? Brittany. Matthew. All right. You're welcome. Awesome. How fun. All right. Now that's, you can also get your own angels' names, and but that is somebody you're working with. Now also, when we have guides like ancestors, guides coming in, Latanya. Okay, I don't want to miss anybody who wants that, so let me get Latanya's. Oh, I've got Shonda for you, Shonda. All right, beautiful. So we also have temps. So a guardian angel can get, our guides. So guides who come in and out, they're not with us always for our lifetime like our guardian angel is. We have temp guides who will come in for a certain situation. Maybe you're going through a divorce, you're going through school, getting a degree. We might have some temp guides coming in just to. Latanya, didn't I give you Latanya? Let me see. Shonda. All right, Dar payment, Dar. I like that name. All right, Dar. Rupert. Dar. You got Rupert. I love this. All right, so you might have a temp. All right, so now I just want to talk about how angels can assist us in. Oh, Lori. Okay, no problem. Billy. You've got Billy. Yay, our angels are here. So I want to talk about how the angels can help us with some healing. They can assist us with cutting energetic cords. And I'll be curious to know how many of you, regularly cut your cords. You're welcome, Dar. Cut your cords. So cords of attachment or energy strands or energetic ties that are created between two people or even a situation. I'm always cutting cords. Since we're all beings of energy, when we're connected energetically, we have that ability to tune into another person. So when we enter a romantic relationship, if we're dating, or it could be a family, friend, romantic partner, somebody you meet in passing, we develop these energetic cords that connect us to people. Even long after a relationship has ended, we maintain these energetic cords. They can be quite subtle, so you might not even know they're there, but many of you will relate to this. So, work in the psychic hotlines, we often get calls from women who are obsessed with a man that they have a crush on. They just can't let go. It could be their ex. It could be a guy who, they block him. You're welcome, Lori. They block him on social media or the phone. They tell him, look, it's over. Amanda's not sure if she's doing it right or needs more practice. You're welcome, Ramona. Is that on the board or what, Amanda? We can talk about that. but so these women who are just can't, they're just obsessed about the guy. They can't let go. Even the guy may be with somebody else or they're married and they just can't. Okay, sometimes you have to cut a cord a few times, exactly, but they just can't stop it. So often I'll lead them through a cord cutting session right on the hotline. I'll say, do you want to do a cord cutting? And they often feel lighter, more empowered, and they really love that. At least it's some action they can take, something they can do, instead of saying, you know, just try to forget about him. So we're always good about that, us hotline advisors on helping them through some things. So the ones that we want to cut and release are the ones that are created and attached when there's these emotionally charged feelings like fear, worry, anger, jealousy, or an argument. Also, I know everybody's experienced this. We get strands from strangers. We might be out and about. Maybe we're at the mall. We're standing in the supermarket, and then you find yourself exhausted or drained or angry, or maybe after you were at an event you felt unclean, like you needed to take a shower even though you really hadn't done anything to get dirty. That's because those energy filaments can hook onto our solar plexus. You might even feel like somebody grabbed your arm. But if you're already exhausted, those hooks can become deeper and harder to dislodge if there's a moment, like let's say somebody flips you off in traffic, you're like really angry, and so those strands can really lodge in there with that person that's on the freeway. So Amanda says, I'm talking about cutting the cords. I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. Well, I'm going to lead you through it. I'm going to give you a couple ways to do it. So some of the signs of unhealthy cording are your energy levels are depleted, chronic exhaustion, you feel depressed for no apparent reason, you have obsessive thoughts about another person, just like a lot of the hotline callers, they're obsessing about somebody, and you just can't get them off your mind. You can't move on. Repetitive conversations with somebody in your head, obsessing about what they said, what you could have said. Spirit attachments also, Mario. Oh my God, everywhere. Yeah, the spirit attachments, the energy attachments, exactly. I used to have that a lot in my head, those repetitive conversations, and I was like rehashing things, and it would just drive me crazy. I don't have it anymore. I must have really cleared myself, and then with meditation, because I don't do it anymore, and I notice the difference. It feels really good. You develop maybe unhealthy eating habits or drinking, drugs, plotting ways to get revenge. Do you wish that guy who cut you off on the freeway would I used to do this. Somebody would be speeding like 100 miles an hour. It's like, well, wouldn't that be great if they just hit a wall and crashed? They deserve that, right? So, well, maybe they did, but at least a speeding ticket, because they could kill somebody. But it evokes these really strong emotions in us. So have anybody had any signs that you've been had some energetic heavy cording? I'd love to hear it. So how do we remove it? So I'll tell you a couple ways. So first, so Amanda says, can attachments happen before you get somewhere or interact with new people? Well, I mean, usually it is that interaction. It can happen from watching TV, horror movies, listening to, negative news, what news isn't negative nowadays? Things like that. It doesn't even have to be like an in-person thing. Or somebody can do a psychic attack where they're jealous of you, or they're they want your man, or they're jealous of your job, or you got on this hotline, or you got whatever, you've got that car that I want. I had an ex-husband, and he would be so jealous of people who had a better car than him, and he'd just scowl at him on the freeway, So there's ways that things can start. You open up and to get tears in your aura, and the filaments can come in many ways, right? Because we're all connected, and imagine all of the collective consciousness of this whole planet, billions of people, and that's why all of this, like this COVID thing, we're all going through it. It's the first time in the history of humanity that all of us have gone through the same thing, pretty much every corner of the planet at the same time. So it's very heavy, and that's why people, the first few days of it, I was I couldn't work. I was kind of just laying around, because I could feel that, the fear, the confusion, and all of that, because we can feel it. So what I do is I work with Archangel Michael. So I will go to my, and we can do this together. If you want to think of a person, place, thing that you want to cut the cords with, let's do this, you guys. So just think of someone or something that you'd like to cut some cords with. Just take a few deep breaths. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for coming in with your mighty sword, severing and releasing any and all energetic cords that do not serve my highest good. I affirm that all cords are removed and destroyed across all dimensions and timelines. Thank you, Archangel Raphael, for sending back all energy that was once depleted. Vibrant energy flows back to me, filling me with vitality, peace, love, and light. Thank you for surrounding me in a beautiful, shimmering bubble of pink and white light of energetic protection. Take a deep breath, everybody. Let's just take a deep breath and let it out. And then just sit quietly. And then you just let the energy integrate, and so it is. And before I do this, I like to even smudge, take some sage and smudge. So how did that feel, you guys? You may feel some heat. You may feel the cords actually being cut, vacuumed up, removed. Jennifer says she's currently going through family stuff and her mother's been having hip issues. So cut all contact for a while. And suddenly her hips feeling the same as hers, partially due to her circumstances, but it feels we could be physically connected. It was interesting years ago. I would get up at night and my feet, the bottoms of my feet would hurt so bad. It was like when I'd walk to the bathroom and I was like, what in the hell is going on with the bottoms of my feet? And it would really only happen at night. And I found out that I was telling my mom about it. She says, my feet at the bottom hurt too. It was ankles, feet and ankles. And my mom said, I didn't even know if I could make it to the bathroom. I was going to fall down. My feet were hurting. So we both had this going on for quite a while. And all of a sudden it went away for both of us. So I was doing a lot of clearing. It was very interesting. Elizabeth, I've had that happen. Vertigo so bad I nearly landed in the hospital. Had someone very angry at me. Elizabeth says my ears are popping. That means the energy's flowing. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay, so there's another thing that I absolutely love, and this one comes from Denise Linn, her book on energy strands. I love Denise Linn, Linn. She's a Hay House author, and she does a lot of shamanic work and energy work, Akashic records. So that's clearing cords with feathers, and I absolutely love feathers. Look at this beautiful white feather. Often with my energy work and clearing, I use turkey feathers because they're nice and big. And feathers have been a popular tool of shamans and the native people since the beginning of human history because the quill is an open tube. So many cultures believe that it serves as a channel for energy and prayers. Wow, that's very interesting. I'm sitting and meditating on it, but thank you for the clearing. You're welcome, Jennifer. I'll just clear a little bit for her. All right. So what are feathers? What do they remind you of? I think we can all agree that we often automatically think of angels. They come to mind. And I'm so attracted to feathers. When I'm out walking Macy, I pick up feathers all the time. I just find them. There's so many birds around that they're dropping feathers. And I take them home with me. I probably have like 100 feathers right now. I've got so many feathers. And I use them in healing sessions. I use them as bookmarks. All sorts of things, and they just hold a special kind of magic, and they last forever. When I was a kid, I had a parakeet named Tommy, and Tommy lived for about 15 years, and I loved Tommy. I think I was 15 when I got him when I was 3 or 4, and I was a teenager when he died. I still have one of his blue feathers in my jewelry box. I mean, they'll last forever. They're so amazing. So to release cords with a feather, first you'll want to deeply connect with the energy of the feather. You can hold it next to your heart and imagine yourself becoming, merging with the energy of the feather and with the spirit of the bird from which the feather came. So as you become one with the spirit of the bird, you're going to work together to release the energy strands. So besides invoking the bird spirit, I also ask Archangel Raphael to come in with his gentle healing energy to assist as well. So imagine that the feather has the ability to cut like a sharp knife. So then just begin with short flicking flicking movements, working from head to toe on the entire body. And then if you come to a place that's kind of heavy or sticky, that can indicate an energy block, some stuck energy there. So you want to concentrate on that area. Just, you know, keep working on that until it's clear. And then once you feel that the energies begin to change, the cords have been cut, and you can even ask Archangel Michael to come in and assist you on cutting them. I always, you know, he's the main man for cutting cords, but Raphael's got that healing energy. You can make it your own, you know, just create whatever you want to create. That's what makes it so magic. But once the cords, you feel they've been cut, you can switch to long, smooth strokes and smooth out that energy after they've been cut. And then afterwards, be sure to cleanse your feather by passing it through sage, palo santo, or cedar, whatever you like to use, and you know, to care for the feather. And it's interesting because Denise Lynn, she talks about how to care for your feathers that you use for cord cutting. I love this. She says, treat your feather with respect and keep them in a special place. And she suggests feeding them by occasionally sprinkling them with a bit of cornmeal and then shaking it off. This, you're symbolically feeding the spirit of the bird and replenishing the feather's energy. Just like yesterday, Christina in her talk, she was talking about the saint that she was working with, and he likes to be fed some rum or some cake, you know, kind of, it's a symbolic thing to feed it, you know, to energize it. So some of you may wonder how to invoke angels to meet your soulmate. There's a lot of people looking for a soulmate, looking for a sweetheart. And if you feel a profound desire to meet your soulmate and share your life with them, and if you're ready, you can call on the angels to help. They love helping, connecting people. Anything to do with love, they help that. So you can ask them to set you up with an encounter. They are the ultimate matchmakers, you guys. Thanks, Christina. Great idea. Certain circumstances or coincidences happen when you least expect it. Thanks, Robert. Meeting your soulmate is a gift that comes when you're truly ready, though. So frequency is always matched. And that's one thing I think people don't realize when we ask, why am I getting involved in bad relationships or the same kind of patterns? Or why do I always connect with unavailable men or, you know, high maintenance women or whatever? Because the frequency is always matched. And so that's why it's imperative to work on our frequency, be happy in our lives, cut the cords, do cleansing, do as much work on ourselves as possible, spiritually, emotionally, so that we're ready. Because so often we just jump into relationships because the person is sexy, we have that chemistry. Oh, I just know it's my soulmate because I'm so attracted to the person. But we have hormones too. We're humans, so hormones have a lot to do with it, especially in our younger years. These, you know, young women that call me, they're 18, 19, 20, and they can't get over a guy, and I say, you know what? It's youth and hormones, you know. So that's a big thing. So some of the angels you can invoke for meeting your soulmate is Raphael, Cherubiel, who's in charge of the cherubim. Hey, Leonie, glad you're here. You can always look at from the beginning, the replay. We did a cord cutting exercise and all of that. You know what, Leonie, let me know if you want the name of your guardian angel, because I did give people a name of an angel. So if you want that, I can get it for you. Okay. So we've got Metatron. Angel Metatron is so cool. Metatron holds the crystalline sacred geometry template of the matrix and also the template for the awakened earth. He's one of the angels directly involved in creating the structure of creation, and therefore holds that template for living an awakened life. You've probably heard of Metatron's cube. He can support you in aligning with this higher template, accessible through resonance. So how do you work with him? Pick an angel that you feel comfortable with and invoke him. Oh, Caitlin, you didn't get a response? Okay, hang on. I'm going to get Caitlin's angel's name, one of the angels. What I'm doing is I'm getting it on this board. So, Caitlin. Bobby. they take these names, these simple names, these human names. It's funny. So we can, I didn't tell you that after I connected with Mirth on the board, we were very close. A guardian angel came in for me on the board. His name is Thomas. Now, Mirth left. She doesn't come in anymore. So that's very strange to me. But Thomas is always with me. And Thomas is the one helping me get your angels' names. And Thomas is just, like a regular name. But he also has that energy of Saint Thomas. All right. So, okay. So you pick an angel that you are comfortable with. Invoke him at night before going to bed. And then you want to embody these traits. Be open-minded. Be tolerant. Don't bear any judgments. Don't be afraid of meeting somebody who's out of your box. Somebody who's maybe their background, looks, nationality, social status, ethnicity, age, range, height, all of that. Be open to what the angels have for you, because you might be surprised. Humans tend to kind of have this list and put these restrictions on when maybe your soulmate is not 6 feet tall. He may be 5'7", or she may be have blonde hair instead of brunette or whatever, because people will have this. We have this idea in our mind of how they look often, or some things about it. Okay, so if you're depressed, down, bitter, angry, you might attract a soulmate, but they'll carry those traits as well, because we are mirrored back, and that frequency always matches. So when you want to meet your soulmate, you're committing to this powerful energy of the celestial vibration inspired by the angels. So there's also crystals that you can work with, and I would love to hear what some of your favorite crystals are and how you use them. But if you want to connect with the angels and especially that love frequency, of course, what do we think of first? Rose quartz. The rose quartz. I keep this by my bed at all times. It's a nice big hunk, and that's very good for the heart chakra. Wearing some rose quartz, working with that. Ladies, you might want to put a little piece in your bra, and charge it up for that love frequency. And I have a lot of crystals that are hearts, being a matchmaker in love. This is a clear quartz crystal, and you can see some black tourmaline inside of there. Also amethyst, and here's another heart amethyst. You can work with that. There was something that I manifested with the angels, which was interesting. A few years ago, I had said to the angels, I wanted to, adventuring Caitlin, I love that too. It's beautiful. I wanted to see if the law of attraction and the angels, if I could manifest something. And one day I said, all right, I want to manifest a gift of a crystal. Someone is going to give me a gift of a crystal this week. I think it was the next day after I announced that, this gal came by that I didn't know her very well. We were just getting to know each other. She drove by my house, came up to my porch and said, hey, I just wanted to give you this. And look, it's a money tree. It's amethyst bottom, and then we've got the turquoise and clear quartz. And she gave me this. I mean, it wasn't one crystal, it's 3 types. And it was unbelievable. She could have given me anything, right? She drops this by. So thank you, angels, for that beautiful reminder, that gift. So when you want to, thanks, Brittany, you want to notice angel signs. Sometimes there's the numbers 444. Does anybody see angel numbers? It's interesting because probably, I don't know, sometimes I say, I flunked math, like general math, like 3 times in school. I mean, math is like not my thing, so I never see any numbers. My husband always likes the 777, and it's so cute because when we're driving, he'll see 7s, and it goes 777, lucky 7, thank you, Father in heaven. Every time he just loves the 7. So you might find feathers. Now, the feather thing is if you find a feather somewhere where you would never find it before, and they're usually those little very wispy feathers. It doesn't have to be white. It could be a different color, but it's not just like finding a feather on the sidewalk. Amanda sees angel numbers all the time. Yeah, I love that. And so yeah, it's not just like finding an angel feather outside or something. It's one that maybe is on your pillow. But then I think could that have come out of the pillow, because a lot of pillows are down or whatever. But somewhere, like maybe in the kitchen floor, or falling down. right? They want you to be open to new experiences, escape negative environments, be yourself, love yourself. Dar says, yes, the last 3 months it has been 444. I see it everywhere. Beautiful. Yeah, that means angels are near. They want you to give love and affection, express your emotions, believe that the best can happen, help others realize who they are. Davet has been seen 333 or 333. 333. Oh, the time 333. Yeah, we might see it on a clock. So I have a little prayer that is for the earth with Raphael, because the earth is we're going through. Oh, Maris, thanks. Good to see you. I just want to kind of wrap it up with this prayer. The earth is going through so much right now, right? The humans on the earth, the animals, the energy, the earth herself. So here's a really great kind of prayer, and we can just hold that energy for the earth, and we invoke our holy Raphael, holy Archangel Raphael. Protect our earth, her oceans and her mountains. Raise awareness for the safe guarding of the planet. Encourage people already acting for the good of the environment. Act in favor of the fertility of nature. Protect the purity of water and the air. Let the planet's heart palpitate. Keep negative energies away. Encourage environmental awareness. Holy Raphael, I shall be eternally grateful. Amen. So Caitlin has something to say. Let me see if I can see more. So here's something weird. I've lived with her for 2 years now and never had feathers, but the other day I noticed a feather in my yard. I asked my niece to go grab it, and she came back with 11 feathers from one corner of my yard. So odd. Sometimes, if it's all the same feathers, cats will kill a bird, and I'll find also a big clump of feathers because the bird was killed, and then the feathers are there. Especially if they're outside, they're from birds. That there's so many birds around, so there's feathers all over. But that doesn't mean that it couldn't not have some meaning for you. And it could, like this one, look, it's got these colors in it. And sometimes I'll pick it up and I'll use it in my energy healing sessions. I'll have somebody on the table and I'll use crystals, and I'll use I'll maybe use some feathers in the healing as well. Also, a great crystal is selenite. So selenite is a very angelic crystal, and it's great for clearing. It clears the energy. It's one of those crystals that doesn't need to be cleared and cleansed because it's self-cleansing, and you can, if you have a long piece or something, you can set other crystals on top of that, and it will clear them. So once in a while I'll clear it, but they really don't need. They're kind of self-cleansing. So I love that one too. So you guys, thanks for being here. It's been such a fun conversation and finding out everybody's angel names. I love doing that. So I have a PDF that I'm going to come back and post, and inside there's 2 rituals from my friend Marie-Ange Faugerola. She's French, from Paris, and she wrote a book called Angels, the Definitive Guide to Angels Around the World. And she's so I've included a meditation of Archangel Raphael and the gold star, and a prayer of the golden ray for success and prosperity. And then there's a link for a guided meditation to raise your frequency, which I did in the studio. It's my own voice with some beautiful music by my husband Adolfo, who's a composer. It's about a 6 to 8 minute guided meditation. Thank you, Charles. And Elizabeth, I have several selenite lamps in my house to help keep it clear. Beautiful. So also, one of my favorite crystals is labradorite. Oh, Leonie hasn't had hers. Okay, where'd I put it? I will. Where is it? Here it is. All right, Leonie, I'm going to get an angel name for you. Oh, Frank. Frank is your angel, Leonie. Now as I said, we have, you know, usually a couple angels. We could have more. There's been, I had a session with this psychic once, and Christina's obsessed with labradorite too. Oh my God, I love it. I love how it just shines. It's like they say that it's the lore, the folklore of it. It's from labradorite, Labrador, Canada, and they say that millions of years ago, the Aurelia borealis. Am I saying that right? That Aurelia borealis came down and, you know, went into the crystal, and that's why we see that beautiful, you know, shimmers, and you can see this one has some of that shine in it. It's just like magic. It's pure magic, blue and gold. Thank you. Oh, you've worked with Frank? Oh my God, Leonie, that is so cool. Mario, thank you for sharing your stories and experiences. I love finding out more and using your board for communication was great. Oh, thank you. Amazing presentation. Thank you for the time and energy you shared with us. Oh, thanks you guys. Oh my God, that's great. Leonie, I'm dying to hear how you connected with Frank before. That is so cool. Yeah, so you guys, I look forward to connecting and going. I'm going to come back and put that PDF there. I also give angel readings on my website, marlamartinson.com. I'll include that if anybody wants a reading or a distance healing. Lab is one of my favorite crystals. Lost my big ring years ago. Yeah, I want to get my dreams. I mean, I see these big, huge pieces. I mean, the biggest crystal I have is only like about this big, and I'd love to have some huge crystals one day. You know, but there's so many crystals in this space that I have. It's like the energy is always pretty crazy. Davina, this was so awesome. Thank you, Svetlana. I'll watch the replay. Awesome, Svetlana. Svetlana, before I go, if you want an angel name, because I don't think you got one. Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth. I'll give you a minute, Svetlana, if you want to know your angel's name. One of the angel's names. So I'm going to pull a card to take us out. This was such a fun hour. This is angels and ancestors. Oh, yes. The broken arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. And we've got the air guardian, just shift your perception. So when we shift our perception, that's when we can perceive those angels. Ramona, thank you so much. Svetlana wants her angel. Okay. Elizabeth has seen countertops made from labradorite. Oh my God. I would love one of those. All right, Svetlana. We're going to see which angel's working with you now. Mary Beth. Mary Beth is an angel that's working with you right now. All right. This has been so beautiful, and thank you guys, and I'm sending you much love. Until next time.